welcome back to my channel. My name's Ashley. This is Smoked Eyes Now Lips. I predominantly talk about eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks, hence the name, and a smattering of everything else in between. And today we're going to talk about everything else in between. So what I'm going to cover off today is just talking about my base routine, because when I am filming I do that off camera, just for the sheer fact of you've got limited time when you're filming, it takes less time to edit, and it's just nice to start with your base on so you don't look like shit when you're putting your eyeshadow on. So I split my base into winter and summer, purely for the fact that I live in Brisbane, southeast Queensland, Australia. So that is a subtropical climate. I am an oily skinned gal. Never used to be. I don't know if it's because I've moved from the UK to Australia and that is how my skin reacts in this climate, or the fact that I've gone from my late 20s to my late 30s over the time I've been here and my skin type's changed. I'm unsure about that. So what I've had to do is just to remember to accommodate my base routine with the seasons in this country. That took some figuring out and a lot of shiny evenings. There's one picture of us in particular I can remember. We were out for a friend's birthday and oh my god, my forehead was shinier and brighter than anyone's future. What I'm going to do is just quickly touch on what I would wear in winter, then what I would wear in summer. No, I'm going to do it the other way around. And then I'm going to do my winter base because it is getting to that point now. We're moving into autumn. It is pretty chilly, it's windy outside. I am a little bit drier, not as oily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the products I'll put on my face in summer, which I'm leaving behind for now because we're moving right into autumn. And then I'm going to talk about the products that I'll put on my face in winter, and I am going to put some of those products on my face. I'm going to be filming another video after this one, so I just want to get my base all nice. Alright, summer skin. So, as I said, oily gal, hot climate. Gets very, very humid. Very humid. Can't stress how humid it gets. It's disgusting. Like, you can literally feel it. You walk out and it's like a wall of heat. Ugh, it's gross. At times, I like living in a tropical climate. Paying sort of $300 for your hair and then wearing it up for the entire summer season isn't great. You can't really look nice in summer because everything just melts off your face. So you can't really be, not that I'm an extra glam person anyway, but you couldn't really be, I mean you could be. I wonder how they do it. I should ask someone who's extra glam, because I would just imagine that it would just end up all over where it shouldn't be. I'd have eyelashes on my chin. I would just be a greasy mess. It would be horrendous. What works for me is I prime with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm running out of this. I am actually going to replace it, I think. No, yeah, I definitely would replace it because I can get away with wearing this in the summer as in the winter as well. I really enjoy this. It is sticky, but I like that in a primer because I don't want me foundation or makeup to move underneath it. So I'm very careful about where I also apply moisturiser in the summer as well, especially if I'm going to be wearing makeup. I'll just put it in the place that I know I need it, not all over the face. I don't tend to wear foundation, but if I do, I go in with the Makeup Forever HD. I don't feel it like moves around, and you know when you put foundation on you kind of got that shininess. I don't feel like I get that from this. I have tried other matte foundations, and I have recently just bought the Makeup Forever powder foundation, which I'm really keen to try. I bought the Fenty Beauty, I don't know what it's called. It might be the original foundation that Fenty Beauty released, and even that was too matte for me, and I am oily. So I don't know if it was just I didn't have the right colour, or I didn't have the patience, or I just didn't give it enough of a shot. I'm fairly sure that I tried it with a few different things though, but I could just literally see it sitting on my skin, and it like oxidised a little bit, and I mean it was brand new, so it wasn't definitely wasn't out of date, but I was like, oh, so I just had to get rid of it. So yes, if I wear any foundation at all, which there isn't really much point unless you're going out at night on a night time or when you're filming, that's the one that I would use. When it comes to concealers, NARS Soft Matte cannot go wrong. Literally it's just my favourite concealer ever, I think. I literally just put it on with my fingers, and I sometimes just blend it out with my fingers, and it tends to stay all day, and those areas do stay quite mattified. I'm a big fan, as you'll see when we get into the winter skin, of the Radiant Creamy Concealer, but that just doesn't work in the summer, not at all. And then the other product that I would put on my face for coverage wise would be the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. This is in Bamboo, and even though it is cream, well, I suppose they're all cream, this does mattify quite a bit, and it just never does us wrong. I really like it, and it's just, I love how it sits on the skin. Yeah, it's just, that's all I need for my base in summer. I've had some pretty humid times over the last couple of months, and them have kept me nice. Obviously, when you're wearing makeup throughout the day, oil does come through, but I don't look, you know, absolutely terrible at the end of the day. So I basically keep to this same routine throughout winter and summer. Don't deviate from it. Base makeup doesn't tend to excite us very much. It's just not something I'm really bothered about. Yes, give us blush, give us lips, give us eyeshadows. I'm not really bothered about the other stuff. I just use what works. If I can find something that works better than what I'm already using, then that's always great. But yeah, it's not something that really excites us. So, moving on to the winter stuff, which is what I enjoy more, because I love putting these kinds of products on my face. So I love having a glowy base. I never ever want to be 100% matte. So Charlotte Tilbury, well, this is Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Not that you'd believe it, because all of the foil has came off the packaging. I wonder how much I've got left. I don't know. I just love this stuff. Like, even just to chuck on over the top of your skincare and not even wear any foundation, just wear it with a couple of dots of concealer. It just gives you such a lovely glow. This is an absolute no-no in summer. Absolute no-no. This is my favourite ever. So this is the Vive Skin Nova. I just put this on most days just as my moisturiser, even if I'm not wearing makeup. So I'm really happy that we're moving into autumn so I can start using this again, because I really bloody love it. I think this is my third bottle. I think the only thing that I have repurchased so far, I'll always repurchase this and this. I'm on the fence. Well, I'll probably repurchase this, but I'm not too sure about this foundation. I don't really use foundation enough to think about repurchasing, so when I get to the end of a bottle, maybe I'll think about it, but at the minute, no. Alright, so foundation in the summer, in the winter, this is going to do my head in, I'm going to get mixed up all the way through this video. Foundation in the winter, can't go wrong with the NARS Sheer Glow. I have had the Radiant Longwear, which I really enjoyed as well, and that actually did us really well in the summer. I remember getting it for Christmas and I wore it throughout December, which is a hot month here in the southern hemisphere, and that worked really well. This I absolutely love, and it's just such a nice coverage, and it just still gives you that dewy glow that you're after. It doesn't look, I mean, not that everyone's after that, but what I'm after. It just gives us that coverage that I need, and it just doesn't make us look like I've got loads of makeup on, which is key for me, because I don't like it. I don't like it when you can see makeup. My sister used to wear loads of makeup, my younger sister, and I used to just want to like scratch down her face just to see what it would look like. Like, that's kind of what it would be like. If you scratched, it would leave a mark, and I don't ever want that. I'm a face toucher. I want to be able to touch my face and do things and not think, oh no, not my makeup. The other one that I use is the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. I really like this one. I think I would actually repurchase this one, and probably this and the Radiant Longwear. I think the jury's only out on the Makeup Forever one. But yeah, like I say, I don't use foundation enough to really worry about it. This one I've had, I'm going to say a good couple of years now. And it's still good. I still wear it. It doesn't smell bad. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a lovely, lovely, lovely texture. And it's just silky on the skin. And it doesn't have that shiny, like, emollient feel to it. Like even that, just putting on the back of my hand, just makes the skin on my hand look bloody lovely. So yeah, so that's the foundations. Concealers, I have 3. So Radiant Creamy NARS concealer. I put a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, dot here, dot here, dot here. And I let it sit for a while. I then go in with the Vive Modern Radiance concealer, and I put a little bit further, like lower than this one, and just put that just a little bit across the cheeks, mainly to kind of get rid of this redness here. And then I put a dot here and a dot on my chin and maybe some here, and then just blend them out together, but I let them sit for a bit and just let them marinate. And then I also use, it's either one of these two, the Makeup Forever HD concealer or the Fenty Bright Fix, and they go right underneath my eyes just to lighten my eyes up. Gives us that brightness I need, but I haven't really been doing it recently. Maybe that's why I've looked so tired for quite some time now. I don't know. When I went back to England last year for a holiday, I had to be very clever about in terms of what I was going to take to prime and have coverage. I was going out for dinner and going out for drinks and things with friends, so I wanted to make sure that I had a decent coverage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put that base on today, but it's a mixture of both. Because in England it's freezing cold, so I could literally put whatever on my face and it's not going anywhere anyway. But it was just an all concealer base, and it just worked really bloody well. So I'm just going to do that today. So I'm going to start with the Vive Skin Nova. So excited to be able to put this back on my face. I just use a couple of pumps and then just rub it in with my fingers. So I actually tried dermaplaning for the first time today in preparation for this skin video. It was very lackluster. It didn't have the quite desired effect that I thought. You know, you see people do it and then there's all this stuff comes off and it's so satisfying. There was literally like a tiny bit from here and a tiny bit from here, but I didn't put any oil on, which I think is what these people on the videos on TikTok and Instagram are doing. I just had steamed my face with a hot wet towel and then did it. So there was just a tiny little bit from here and a tiny bit from here, but there wasn't much else going on and I was quite disappointed by that. I mean, to be fair, it's probably a good thing that there wasn't all that crap coming off my face, but at the same time it's satisfying, you know? I did cut myself just a little bit, which was quite disappointing, but never mind. Alright, so I am going to go in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Ginger, and I'm going to put a dot here, and a dot here, and there, and here, and here, and here, and here. And then I'm going in with the Vive Modern Radiance, and this is in the medium 2. Then I'll put a bit here, here, I'll stick a bit there, and then I'm just going to put a little bit there, like that. And then I just wait for a beat and let it kind of marinate before I start blending it in. Should probably have pinned my hair back for this. I am going to go in with a lighter. My eyes are very, very dark at the minute, so I'm going to go in with a lighter one shortly. But let's just wait another couple of seconds. How are you all doing? Are you looking after yourself? What did you buy in the Sephora sale? Do you know that I went into Sephora and Mecca, which is the equivalent to probably Ulta in America? I don't think England have an equivalent where they just sell makeup. Anyway, I went in there, into Sephora and Mecca, and didn't buy a thing. Not one thing. Actually, that's a lie. I did. I always tell lies in these videos. I bought my friend her first liquid blush, We went for the Rare Beauty, the Soft Pinch in the shade Happy. Because I think it would really suit her. She was still using NARS Orgasm. Poor love. So we got her that. But I didn't get anything in the sale. I'm a pillar of strength, she says, not admitting how many makeup palettes she's actually got on the way. Alright, so I'm just going to start blending that out. I'm not noticing any difference about my makeup sitting differently after I've dermaplaned. So that's one of the fallacies that they tell you. Is that the right word? Fallacies? I think so. I was scared about doing it in case it comes back tenfold. Ooh, do you know what I watched last night? I watched The Craft. How good was that movie? Just reminded myself there when I said tenfold, because that was what part of the thing, wasn't it? Things will come back to you threefold. But yeah, what a good movie that is. So wanted to be a witch in the 90s. Brilliant. It was very much the moment for witchy films, because we had Practical Magic and we had The Craft, and then there was the Blair Witch Project, and we had Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I did start watching the newer series of Sabrina, and I really enjoyed it. Right, okay, is this all blended in? I think so. Cool. Alright, so then I go in with this Makeup Forever HD Skin. This is in the shade 30, and I do have one that is slightly lighter, which might work better, but I'm just going to put little dots in the darkest places on my face. My eyes are so dark at the minute. And then I'm just going to buff that in. And also this spot, which is probably going to be there for a lifetime. Does anybody else get that? Spots that just come up, then they disappear, but then the mark stays there. It's still really raised, and the mark just stays there on my skin forever. Forever, ever. Right, so that is all of the 3 creams on my face. Then I go in with the soft matte, and just on the brush, dip the brush in. I use quite a fluffy brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush, so it's for setting powder, but it's great for concealer. And then I'll just dance it across the cheeks. The soft matte, especially in that area that I have redness, and then just push that into the skin. Right, okay, so now that I've done it with my brush, I then just warm my hands up, and then I just press where that soft matte concealer went. I don't move it, I just press, and it just takes any excess off. So there's nothing sitting on your skin. Obviously you need to make sure you've got clean hands for this. And it just kind of melts everything together. Gonna do a touch more on my finger, tiny bit, and then just press it here. Tappy tap 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 tap. And then we have it. That is my base primed, ready for me to do the rest of my makeup. So I could go in with some setting powder now, in just the bits that I know that are not going to have any more product added to it, just powder them down. But I would probably just wait until I've got everything else, because I find that the setting powder kind of brings everything back. So if I go a little bit too far with my blusher, I can do the setting powder, kind of gives it that softer diffused finish. So yes, that is my base makeup, and that is why I don't do it on camera, because it's extremely boring. Do you use any of these products? Do you change your products throughout winter and summer? Is there anything that is your ride or die? Is there anything I should try? Does anybody have any tips for oily skinned girls like myself? Let me know in the comments down below. What have I got coming up? So I'm going to film immediately after this, which is the Nomad Royal Europe palette. I can't wait. So if that's something you'd be interested, maybe if you think about hitting that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.